One of the biggest gifts I had as a pre-med was being born to parents that had no expectation that I would be a doctor. And I have two core memories that are testament of that. I got a C+ on one AP Chem class, junior year of high school, and I was so distraught. This was the first time that had ever happened to me, and I went home and I told my mom and I was crying, and she brought me to Moe's. She said, there will be other tests. You'll do well on the other ones. There was no repercussions. There was no stern talking to. I think I played an average of 4 hours of Call of Duty a day at that time. There was no lecture on what you do with your free time. None of that. The second story is about something called Solo Festival. I don't know if it's just a New York thing, but essentially you would get an instrument, you would prepare a solo, you would play it for a judge, and they would give you a score. And I played the drums. So it was a drum set solo, and it was very complicated. I worked very hard. And there was a kid who was probably 4 or 5 years younger than me who had one for snare, like drumline, had one for drum set, had a second one for jazz drums, and he seemed to blow me out of the water for 3 things, and I only had one. And I was distraught about that, because I was like, look at this kid who's a lot younger than me, who's better at me at this. My dad essentially told me, you don't know anything about this kid. You don't know if he does well in school. You don't know if this is the only hobby he has. You don't know if he even hates the drums and his parents force him to do that. You have no idea of someone else's existence. And the main topic behind that I've conceptualized now is that there is enough success for everybody, right? There are attendings now that have more time for research, but they don't have a wife and kids, that maybe do better at procedures than I do, but they've done it for 30 more years. There are some people in residency training that were good at ultrasound guided procedures immediately, and I feel like it took me until like April or May of intern year to become more facile with like ultrasound IVs, like a pretty simple procedure, but I pride myself on being pretty good at them now. There are other attendings that can reduce any limb, any time, medications or not, 100% of the time. I can't do that. I need propofol for hips. I think that's more standard of care, but that's beside the point. I feel bad for a lot of these pre-med and medical students I see on here that have this external expectation to have a certain level of success. They need to be a physician, not just a physician, they need to be a surgeon. That sucks. So I'm fortunate for the family that I was given, and I feel for the people who don't have that. Okay, have a good shift.